My name is AJ, and I've been playing piano all my life, really, as long as I can remember. Apparently, I used to disappear
他
down
是
into
新西
the
兰
basement
湖边的
of
钢琴
a
哥，
house when I was a little
他叫
two-year-old
AJ
boy,
Hickling。
and go and
他的
play
故事
piano down there
几乎
for
符合
ages.
了最严苛的中国传统美学。
Pretty much been playing piano since I could walk.
少年天才，放任不羁，身处俗世而能坚持自我，甚至英年早逝的悲剧结尾，都满足了国人对天才的想象。
I haven't studied music at university, although I did attend university and I studied quantum physics. I was offered a scholarship to
曾几
study
何时，
music at university.
他在皇后镇码头
The reason
摇
I
曳的
didn't
路灯
study
下，
at university
独
was
自弹
because
钢琴的身影触
I
动
just
了很
found it to
多
be
人，
quite a high pressure
甚
kind
至
of
有好事者
instrument
编
and
撰出他是
I
为了
didn't
悼
enjoy
念亡
performing
妻
at that age at
而
all.
弹
I
琴的
got very
狗血剧
nervous.
情。
Nobody really seemed to be having any fun, especially me.
其实没那么多传奇啊，他也没期望有太多传奇。他就像那阿贝斯山的极光一样，你知道他的存在，但是你也不会故意停留。
I think while I'm really happy with where I am at the moment, I think all of us, whatever we're doing in life, we need to keep growing and evolving and changing. And if we just sort of settle and keep doing the same thing, we can sort of stagnate and lose the magic of life a little bit. So yeah, I definitely want to keep evolving my musical dreamings into the future.
当你想出主时，他却消失了。他自带弹琴天赋是真的，不喜欢学院派的教学气氛是真的，喜欢到处漂流弹钢琴这也是真的。但是他是有自己家庭的。
I want to take the piano to places it's never been before, and I don't just mean physically, I mean sort of building the piano into more of a fusion instrument, embracing a bit of technology and seeing what I can come up with. So watch this space on that.
而跟我们传统意识不一样的是，就是新西兰人 Kiwi 对个人的生
So
活
I
方
enjoy
式
my current life
都是
very
尊重的，
much.
因此他的故事没有网络短剧那种狗血剧情。
Again, in my sort of adult life, after my daughter was born, and I found an old piano at the dump, which had been out in the rain. And because this piano had obviously had a really hard life and was being really neglected, I guess I took a lot of license with it that beforehand I wouldn't have really thought, a piano could endure. Yeah, that began a journey of taking my piano with me and playing it in all sorts of weird and wonderful locations outdoors. And my music at that stage, really became inspired by, what the weather was doing. If there was dark, moody sort of storm clouds rolling in, that would be a certain kind of music. If it was a calm, sunny day, that would be a totally different kind of music. And, if it was still, or if it was windy, if it was nighttime, if it was daytime, if there were people around, if there weren't, all of those things kind of became the factors that shaped the way that my music evolved.
唯一真实的就是他真的很热爱音乐，他希望他的作品能拥有更多的听众，他也在为更好的生活而奋斗。
But at the moment, the stage I'm at in life, I have 2 daughters, 14 and 13, and my partner, and a little boy who's 4 years old. So yeah, when my kids came along, I think a lot of things changed, and I've always really sort of done everything I can in order to be there for them and to be able to provide for them. It was an interesting time because when my first daughter was born, I actually didn't have 2 coins to rub together. Really, I wasn't doing very well in a financial sense.
他走的时候，我和周围的朋友都是震惊的，也很伤感。他明明只是我们的一个普通的朋
One
友。
of the things that I really love about busking, and the reason that I think to this point I've sort of stuck with busking, is my experience within the music industry is that it almost sort of commoditizes music. It turns it into something which sort of, in a way, gets exploited for profit. And there's a whole business model and there's a promotional model that goes with it, and it's very complex. And I think for me, somewhere in all of that, the music sort of suffers a bit,
为
becomes
什么那么伤心呢？
compromised or tinged somehow.
其实我们只是习惯了一个人，在湖边发呆的时候，有音乐陪伴，我习惯了，我知道它的存在，我看或不看，它就在那里。原来我们伤感的是悼念我们一去不返的时光了。
And then there's a really beautiful thing which I find difficult to put into words, but the fact that it's not one person or a manager or a booking agent or a promoter or a festival organizer, none of those people say what I'm worth. When it's busking, everybody collectively says, this hour we think you're worth this much, and nobody really even gets to know what that is except me, which is I think there's a purity about it, and I think there's a real honesty about it, and I think the onus is always on the performer when you're busking to really give it 110%, that you might inspire people to actually stop and listen and be moved to want to support you to keep doing that. So that's why I busk. My pleasure.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Yeah, nice to meet you both.
Nice to meet you.
Rosie?